Hey guys, this is Team Thick Daddy Doolittle, and today we are with
Matthew.
And how did you do today?
I went undefeated, 4-0.
And what did you play?
Rokket Dragon Link.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and go into the deck profile.
All right.
You can start whenever you want.
Awesome. So for the Rokket core, it's 3 Rokket Tracer. It does pretty much anything. It's the best tuner in the deck. It's level 4, and it can pop anything on the field to special summon a Rokket from deck. So it fetches its own synchro material, whatever you need.
All right.
And then for the rest, I do 3 Silver Rokket Dragon. It's a level 4 for Borderload Savage, and when it's targeted by a Link monster, it can destroy itself and banish any card from my opponent's extra deck that I choose. So I get to look through, see what they're playing, and banish what I think would be the most hurtful.
Little sneak preview.
Little sneak preview. Then we do 3 Magna. I tend to run a bigger Rokket package than most Dragon League players that do this because from my testing, I feel like I run out of Rockets way too soon. So Magna Rokket can send. So when it's targeted by a Link monster, it sends a monster on field of grave. So it's non-targeting, non-destruction removal. It's great, and it works well with the Boral monsters. And then for my personal Rokket choices, I do Shell Rokket. So when it's targeted by a Link, it destroys 1 monster in the column that it's in. And then when it does that, it can also destroy monsters in the 2 adjacent columns to it.
So you're just whipping out destruction all over.
Whipping out destruction, and it's non-targeting. And then I do a Metal Rokket. So Metal Rokket does the same thing. When it's targeted, it destroys everything in the column. So not just monsters, it's extra zone, monster, spell. So you typically want to play this in the extra monster zone that you're not using, or in the column of that.
So is it funny against Mech Knight?
It's pretty fun when they go off in that, and then they start filling that whole column, and then you just use a Boral and blow stuff up. Auto Rokket Dragon. It's the only level 3. I am thinking about upping it to 2 copies.
Now, why is that?
So I run 2 level 7 synchros, and there are plenty of times where I open this and I don't have it in the deck to search with Tracer. Because most of the cards that special summon from deck they're only from deck. They don't special from hand.
All right.
And then when this is targeted by a Link, it sends a spell or trap. And then should be the last Rokket is Rokket Synchron. So the only other tuner, it's level 1. When it's normal summoned, it targets a level 5 or higher dragon, engrave, and special summons it. So it combos really well with I think the next card, Abstract Dragon. So you special summon it and it's a free Boral sword. Or Borderload Savage. There's too many Borals, man.
Oh yeah, the
All
Boral
right.
package.
Yep. So that's the whole Rokket package. Silver, Magna, and then the others, except for Tracer and Synchron, when they're destroyed for any reason, they float in the end phase to a different Rokket. So they have great recursion, which is why I like to fill up the deck with them. So next we have 3 Abstract Dragon. It's a great extender. It special summons itself if I control a Rokket once per turn, and then whenever it's sent to grave for any reason. So if the special summon's negated and it gets sent to grave, it's destroyed. It will still search any Rokket in the deck. So it's great. So even if it gets negated, it still gets a search as long as it gets sent to grave.
Nuts.
Yeah. And it's the level 7. So this is the target for Rokket Synchron. So you normal summon this and then special summon one of these back from grave, and that's Borderload Savage.
Easy money.
Yep. So that's pretty much all of the main Rokket monster support. And then the Dragon Link part is 2 Seyferts.
Spice.
Yep, the Spice. I would run 3. Seyfert's an amazing card. It's a normal summon, then you send it and get any level. So I send it and get any level 4 from deck. So if I, preferably, I send it and get the Collapse Serpent or the Wyvern Burster, depending on what I need. But if I already have one of those in my hand, I send it and I'll grab like a Tracer if I don't have it, or another Rokket if I need it.
All recurable, right?
All recurable. And then this is 1 card combo for this deck.
Yeah, earlier he literally went into Borderload Savage and Heretic Seal,
Hieratic Sphere, and number 38, Hope Harbinger, I think.
Off of just that card.
Just that. It's a 1-card combo plus anything in your hand to discard.
It was ridiculous.
Yep. More Dragon Link stuff. You do 1 red MD. It's the most basic dragon support. Special summons a dragon from your hand or grave once per turn. And then it's not once per turn. So you just recur that. You summon it off LP, link it away, bring it back with Pisty. It gets another summon.
I think I saw a game where you brought it out 3 times. One of the turn.
Yeah, it's nuts. And then of course you do the white and black. They're free summons half the time. Drawing white at any point, even if you hard draw this in your hand first, it's almost always live because all the rockets are dark. Most of your dragon support is dark. And then you do. So this is personal stuff. So Destrudo, you send it to grave. It's a tuner itself, and then you pay half your life points to summon it from hand or grave by targeting any level. I want to say it's 6 or lower, any 6 or lower, and then it reduces its level by that much. So it's a level 7 synchro all the time, and then it returns back to the bottom of the deck. So you can even, if you pull it off, you can even send it with Dragon Shrine if you still have that back to grave, so you have it for next turn. And then Galactic Spiral Dragon. This card is a lot better than I thought it was.
Saw it a lot today.
Yeah, if it's in your hand or grave, you, as long as I control 2 or more light and or darks dragons, so pretty much always live, I special summon it in defense mode, and then its on field effect makes everything I control level 8. So it's any rank 8.
So what certain card do you go into?
Hope Harbinger for sure. And then if I had one, I would definitely replace. I'll tell you what I'll replace in the extra deck for a Dingirsu if I had one. For if I have to go second. Mm-hmm. And then
I mean, he's on the cheap now.
Oh, I know. And then Sloth. Sloth is great. You summon this off of Hieratic Sphere.
He about hit me with that today.
Yeah, it did. It locks you completely out of the extra deck, both players, except for Morphages. And depending on the board you can fill up, you can protect this thing with your life.
When he told me he was gonna sloth me in a deck, but I don't know if you noticed or not, isn't Pendulum.
Yeah, it's not fun to play against. All right. So that is all the Dragon Link stuff. And then hand traps, it's pretty much the standard ratio. It's 2 Ash and an Ogre. Everyone knows Ash, Blossom, and Ogre. It's the standard ratio.
Now I didn't see this against you, so I had no clue that you had hand traps.
I run these in the main deck always. I do not side them out. I know combo players like to not do this not put these in until game 2, side them in. Every time I've done that, I've never seen them. But every time I leave them in, I seem to hard draw them exactly when I need them.
Heart of the cards.
Are the cards. And then on to spells and stuff. So we run 3 Quick Launch. This card is the best card in the entire, the entire deck.
It's your Rhoda.
It essentially doubles the amount of any card, any rocket I own.
Mm-hmm.
It's a special summon from the deck. The restrictions are it can't attack and it's destroyed in the end phase, but the destruction in end phase plays into the rocket style because they float. But it's not once per turn. If I open a hand of 3 of these, I can use all 3. It doesn't matter.
Which is absolutely
it's
crazy.
busted. Yeah. Normal summon, oh, it's gone if it gets negated. Quick launch, oh, it gets negated. Another quick launch. And people don't seem to know that, so it's very funny when they stop it and they think that they've shut it down for the turn. I have another one as backup.
And you decided to come for me, Konami.
Mm-hmm. One of the best things to do with this is if you have a Tracer on field, is you can chain Tracer to the quick launch. So you can activate quick launch and then chain Tracer because it's a quick effect and target the quick launch. So you blow up the spell, summon from deck, and you still get the summon off a quick launch.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm. And then we do 2 Dragon Shrine.
Beautiful Dragon Shrines.
Beautiful Dragon Shrines. I picked them up at the regional. Send any dragon from deck to grave. So you send Abstratter, you get a search. You can send Destrudo for have it there. You can send Galactic Spiral.
I saw all 3 of those plays in our match.
And then Squibdraw. I keep 1 in there. It's a target a monster I control, destroy it, and as long as I destroy it, I draw 2. So
Pot agreed.
Yep, it's pot agreed for that. And it's a -0 essentially if you chain Tracer to it, because you can once again chain Tracer to that. So you get a Rocket on field and draw 2. So it's actually a +2, I guess.
So pot agreed.
Pot agreed, yeah. That's pretty good. And then field spells, you only run 1 each. So Boot Sector Launch.
Really, I did not expect that.
Only run 1.
Interesting.
So Boot Sector Launch, it gains 300 attacking defense, all my rockets. You usually aren't using it for the boost. You can activate one of its effects per turn, so you can special summon up to 2 rockets from hand with different names, or you can special summon rockets from grave and fill your field up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So
you can just flood the field.
You can flood the field. It'll balance out the field. So if your opponent has 5 on field and 1 in the monster zone, you can summon 5 rockets from the grave. It's pretty nuts. Some more on that. The field spells are searchable by 2 extra deck monsters that you run in the combo. So you don't want to run more than 1.
I don't know what any of those are.
What?
It's not like I saw it in all 3 matches against you.
Right. Succession, Guard Dragon. You play Link monsters. Succession's almost never dead. You target any monster, special summon it to the zone, a Link monster points to. I mean, Rockets play Links almost exclusively, so that's almost always live. Guard Dragon, another one of the best cards. Without Ib, it's kind of hard to search, but if you draw in your opening hand, it's an amazing card. It's a special summons a level 4 from grave, level 4 or lower, and then you can move any dragon on your field once per turn to a different zone. So you can put
furthering your plays.
So if you don't have enough material to go into an LP and a Pissy, you can move that LP over and use your Link 2, and that's a free zone. I mean, that opens up that LP effect. And you can move dragons from the extra monster zone into the main using that. That's something a lot of people don't know either.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then just one of Twin Twisters, and I run 1 Called by the Grave. I used to run 2 of these. I don't know why I did, honestly. It was a mistake.
Big brick?
Yeah, kind of. It's good to side out if you're playing a deck that doesn't do back row stuff.
I'm sure the discard can come in clutch.
Oh yeah, and I mean the discard too to send an Abstratter to fix your hand. And then the only trap I run is a Solemn Strike.
Because we don't like traps.
Yeah, we don't like traps.
So how many in the deck? How much
40.
40 straight?
40 cards straight.
Right.
These 2, the Solemn and the Twin Twisters, I might take out for call buys. Kind of, I don't know. Still testing and creating, and
gotcha.
But it did pretty well today, so
I would say so.
I'm not that worried about it.
All right, so are we going into extra or are we going into side?
We'll go into the extra and then the side. Because we will. Made a mess of this, so I'm just going to pick all this up. All right. Extra deck. Three synchros. Dawn Dragster can be, it's a level 7 and it is non-specific. It's generic level 7. So you can use Destrudo for this. It's a free spell and trap negation once per turn by reducing its level. And I mean, it came in clutch against heroes today. So stopped Diffusion Destiny and ended the turn pretty much. Cyber's Quantum Dragon is one of the best ways to get over monsters that you just can't out. Because it's non-targeting, bounce back. So it gets over Avramaxes, it gets over BLS links. I mean, there's nothing much you can do. It's a Grand Mole, but with better stats and doesn't blow itself up. And then probably my favorite, Borreload Savage Dragon.
I mean, who doesn't love him?
This card does it all.
Everything.
Yeah. It's a level 8.
Big old beat stick.
Level 8, I mean, and Tracer will get you, and you run, I mean, I run so many level 4s. So Tracer blows something up, and you can just do that. It will attach a Link monster to itself, and it'll gain half of that Link monster's attack points.
You gained 4 Boral counters against me today by connecting a Saryuja.
So I'll go into that. So you can go into Saryuja with the Pisty on board still and use everything, and then you use the Saryuja and Pisty into a Hieratic Sphere, and then you make the Savage so that Saryuja's engrave after you've already used all of its good effects, and attach it, and it gains 1,400 attack points and 4 counters. It's fantastic.
Disgusting.
Yeah. 1 Exceed, Hope Harbinger, number 38. So once per turn speller track, speller. Oh no, it's just a spell. I didn't know it wasn't a trap. But oh, I only ever use on spells anyway. It's a negation and it detaches, and then it protects my cards from being destroyed by detaching material. And then Galaxy Serpent or Galactic Spiral brings that out. Easy.
Gotcha.
Makes anything on field a level 8. And now into my massive Link package.
In a Dragon Link deck?
Yeah, I know, weird, right? Alright. Striker Dragon. It's a Link 1. It takes any level 4 lower dragon. It is not Rokket specific. When this is summoned, it searches Boot Sector Launch, my field spell, and that it just extends. And then I'm just gonna go through this by Link rating. The other 2 Link ones I run, LP and Pisty, Guard Dragon Engine. If you're running dragons, any kind of dragon deck, there's no reason not to be playing these. LP's a special summon from deck, you get the red MD out. Pisty special summons from grave or banished, get that red MD back.
We all know it. The yada yada yada.
Yeah. Link 2s.
Alright.
Hieratic Sphere. Dragoonity Knight. Romulus. And Galaxy Satellite Dragon.
Galaxy Satellite Dragon. Now, I don't think I saw that during our
You did
match.
not. It's rare I go into it. Hieratic Sphere.
The pop.
Yeah, the pop. Tributes itself, bounces any card back to any card on the field back to the hand. Does not have to be the opponent's. And then as long as it's tributed in the extra zone, you special summon from the deck, so get that sloth. I mean, the first, like, if you can afford it, let them normal summon, send it back, put the sloth on the field. Stops them out of the extra deck. And usually if you're doing that, you have a board built up. So you don't need the extra deck much anyway. Romulus, Link 2, it'll get you Dragon's Ravine. So once again, another extender, helps fix your hand. There are times I will search Boot Sector Launch and go into this and get Ravine, and I'll use Ravine to fix my hand with 2 Rockets and then use Boot Sector to special summon out 2. It's a very flexible kind of deck. And then Satellite Dragon, so it's another Link 2, it's just 2 dragons of any kind. It actually works now, its first effect is now live because I have a number. So in the battle phase, I can banish this from field or grave and target a number I control, and its attack points become the number, its number times 100.
Interesting.
Yes. But any damage the opponent takes that turn from it is halved. So it works on crazy big ones, but number 38, I mean, it's an extra 800 points. So
Yeah.
it can help. And then the effect that almost never gets used, if this is still on the field during my opponent's end phase, I put any card on my deck on top. It stacks my next draw.
So you literally got to Skull Oracle yourself.
Yeah. It'll completely stack the deck. And like I said, with 38 now that I put that in there, it'll be, the first effect is now live. Alright, so my only Link 3, Triple Burst Dragon. No reason not to use it if you have to. If your extenders get cut off, you can make an LP and the Link 2 into that, and then your Pisty is still live.
Then you're in Guard Dragon.
Yeah. I mean, it works. You can make this if you have to, and if you have Guard Dragon, move the LP over, and it's still live. I mean, the down arrow is great, and it's damage step negation. It works against heroes really well. It'll stop that Honest Neos coming down. And then my Link 4s. So we're running Rockets, so you know we got to run Borals.
Yeah. Moral Guard.
I'm the only person I know that runs this. Never seen anybody run Beauregard. I don't know why. It can't be destroyed by card effects, which is really nice. And then, I'm trying to remember exactly what this is. Yeah, so I can send a card from my Spell and Trap Zone to the grave and get any monster that's been destroyed from my graveyard and special summon it back to my field, which goes into my Rocket plays still.
Interesting.
And then it has a quick effect where it targets a monster on the field to change it to defense mode. And it can't be responded to. That's a big thing with the Borals, is there quick effects that have minor things. They can't be responded to, so that protects your chain. You can't be chain blocked of your rocket effects.
Gotcha.
Borreload Dragon, everyone knows Borreload, steals in the battle phase. But with Rockets, the first effect to lose 500 points is live. You just make your Rocket attempt to lose 500, and then boom, it pops itself and it does whatever it wants. And then Sword OTK. There's nothing more to say.
One card OTK.
Yes, and the best thing about Sword is it's the best Link for OTKing, because you can use its effect to change the defense mode on your own Rockets to get their effects, and it still gets to attack twice. It does not have to change the defense mode to do the double attack.
So you're just getting free effects for free.
Mm-hmm. And then, because you can summon it, Saryuja. Draw 4, put back 1. I mean, you do Link 2, LP. I mean, I can show you what this does. I mean, you put up a Link 2, you get these here, you summon Red MD special summons anything here, and you just sweep all these up into a Link 4. 4 different names, and then usually you're going to draw into a monster with how big the monster lineup is, and Saryuja special summon it. Pisty, because Saryuja will still be there. I mean, it'll still special summon Red MD back, and you get the advantage engine in this is huge.
All right, my man. Any shout outs?
Shout outs. This actually got started because of the sealed only challenges, getting the 3 structure decks, so definitely Nim was a big inspiration. And then gotta go with RevZ Cards. Anybody doesn't know his channel, he's doing a Yu-Gi-Oh from scratch. He's also doing Rockets, but he's doing it in a kind of different way. But props to him, he's doing pretty good. And shout out to Big Gaming here for giving me a deck profile shout out.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.